7-day return. We like to show the Wall Street professionals how the cab driver, Wade Cook, keeps making big-time returns and invite you to come to a live Wall Street workshop. If you are not getting these returns, call the number you see on the screen right away. We'll quickly do a few more. ValueJet also did a 2-for-1 stock split. Look at the annualized returns there. 5,040% and 5,200%. On to automatic data processing, which also announced a 2-for-1 stock split. We received a 100% 3-day return and a 12,000% annualized return. Did you catch that? A 12,000% annualized return. Next, Eli Lilly. They only got us a 996% annualized return. Oh well. We have lost money on a few of these options, but the losers are few and far between. Our next play is U.S. Robotics. They announced a 2-for-1 stock split in August. The pay date was set for September 8th. The stock was all over the map, from $130 to $160 before it split. We bought the September $150 calls on August 11th for $6.875. That's 6 7/8. And we sold them 7 days later for $13.25. We also purchased the September $140 options on August 11th, and we sold them on August 17th for 75%, a 7-day profit. Do you like cash flow? Now look what we did. Our next one on U.S. Robotics generated a 468% annualized return, 9% for 7 days. Oh well, they can't all be winners. But when the stock took a dip, we jumped right back in and generated more cash flow. This time 127% 8-day return, and without being too redundant, that is a 6,604% annualized return. We also bought the October $130 calls on the dip and sold them 8 days later for another 100% or 5,200% annualized return. And we do more almost every day. Well, we didn't want this to become a commercial, but we, Wade Cook's staff, believe in these formulas, and we want you to come to our live event. We just received this letter from Mr. Glenn Mueller of Illinois, and it is typical. We receive hundreds just like it. Dear Mr. Cook, I had gone to your Money Machine Real Estate Seminar about 10 to 15 years ago. I was impressed with your character and sense of honesty. This wasn't the typical hype, but instead an enthusiastic, real person. A couple of months ago, I heard you on our local Christian radio station, WYLL in Chicago, and I was interested in what you said. But more so, I believed it, because I was familiar with who you were. I purchased your introductory offer with 1 month of win. I followed it daily. The return seemed to be what you claimed, so I purchased your other tape set with 3 months of win. I started trading on October 19th, 1995 with $2,900. My first trade was with your covered calls in iOmega. It took off. It went from $21 to $26 in a few days, so I let the stock back off to $23 and bought back the options I sold and waited for the stock to go to $25, then resold the options. I was called out of my stock with an overall return of 29%. I used the remaining $750 to do options. At the end of my first month of trading, I had $3,357.03 profit from my $2,900, showing a 116% return. I love win. On November 24th, 1995, I bought 15 iOmega December $40 calls for $81.25, and an hour later sold them for $187.50 for a $1,436.15 profit on a $1,297.50 investment. That's a 111% return. I am extremely happy with your techniques, your teaching methods, and your win service. I hope to learn more as I continue to follow your service. Thanks for your help. Sincerely, Glenn Mueller. 111% in 1 hour? I guess he's happy with us. We sincerely invite you to attend a live Wall Street workshop or call about the video version. The number is posted on the screen. And now, back to Wade.
The number one way I have of making money is doing options on stock splits. The number two way I have of making money is writing covered calls. And my third favorite way is doing rolling stock. Now, that's pretty much it for this tape, but I want to cover one more topic before we end this. A lot of people say, well, okay, at the time of this taping, at the time that you purchased these home study courses and all that, we were in a bull market. What about a bear market? What if things go down? Well, all right, let's deal with it. First of all, you got to understand my aversion to losing money. I hate losing money. Most everything I teach, most everything I do is so that we do not lose money. So for example, when we talked about covered calls, when we talked about buying on dips, selling on strength, that in itself is a bear market strategy because we're buying down in this range here and then we're selling in this range up here. Now, the stocks may go down lower in a bear market, but they usually don't. I mean, they might, but they don't. Now, the next point about bear markets. There are 3 bull markets to every 1 bear market. The average bull market lasts 3 years. The average bear market lasts 9 months. Where should you be gearing your strategies? What should you be working? What should you be doing? So you play the market at hand. Now, there are bear market strategies. Buy on weakness is one. Diversify. Make sure that I don't like mutual funds because if you invest in mutual funds, most of the fund investors are all doing the same stocks. If there's a big turn, if there's a big sell-off, then there's too many people going for the exit. Everybody goes in the entrance one at a time, but remember the exit. Everybody wants to get out of those stocks at the same time. I don't like mutual funds for that one reason. Most of what I do is for bear market strategies. And again, though, there are more bull markets, so we gear most of our strategies for bull market, and you need to understand that. So, and I just don't believe that you can get rich thinking negative. You know, that's why I don't do a lot of puts, by the way, gambling that companies are going to go down. I really don't like them very much. I do a lot of calls, gambling that companies are going to go up. Now, I sell a lot of puts, which is a whole other strategy. Selling puts is probably the most phenomenal way of making money, but most of you can't do it. It takes more cash in your account and more experience. But selling puts on stock that you don't own, on stocks that you think are going to go up, and stocks that you would like to buy anyway, is a remarkable way of making money. Well, again, there are 11 different ways that I found of making money. The 3 favorite ones that I've mentioned: options on stock splits, writing covered calls, and rolling stock. And if you'll pick one of these 3 or do a blending of these 3, diversify your account so you're doing some bottom fishing, you're doing some rolling stocks, you're getting some low, cheap price stocks, then you've got all these bear market strategies working for you in this incredible bear market that we're in the middle of right now. And if you'll apply these principles and work these formulas over and over and over again, then it'll breed success. Now, what I'd like to share with you here at the very end, though, is an invitation to you, and I'm going to put some more written material about this in your package, about our Wall Street workshop. Let me just briefly tell you what I would like to invite you to. This is probably one of the most expensive seminars you'll ever come to, but let me promise you something. You will get 10 times back from me. Every dollar that you pay me, you'll get back 10 times what you paid. I have a motto in my life, and it's extended through my company, that we never promise that which we cannot deliver, and then we always deliver more than we promise. If you come and spend 2 days with my instructors, we have a whole team called Team Wall Street. Let me tell you about what we do. We have back at the office 3 to 4 people doing research, running the computers, checking the things, doing research. Then we have a team of instructors that hit the road. Now they do 2-day events called the Wall Street Workshop. These are not just people that were fairly good at the stock market or stockbrokers. These are people that I hand-selected and then hand-trained. These are people that run my accounts. I put in $100,000 and I have them managing the money. And most of them are yielding between 20 and 30% per month. Then the question is this: would you rather do business with someone who's just a West Point graduate, or would you rather do business with a sergeant that's in the foxholes every day fighting the battles? See, everyone, I'm a foxhole sergeant. I'm in there working these deals all day long, making this kind of money, putting the things on win that we talked about, but also training these instructors. And I teach classes myself from time to time around the country, but usually I just do the ones here in the Pacific Northwest because I want to be with my family. I've retired, and I want to spend the time with my kids. But if you want to come and see me, come to the Northwest, and I do a few of these around the country, but usually I have the Team Wall Street. And why would you want me when you can have my instructors? See, these are the guys that I go to for advice. These are the ones that are looking up all the stock plays and telling me every day what they're doing, and they're making all the money. And I use these guys for advice. And so I've surrounded myself with some of the most incredible minds around. So let me tell you about the 2 days. We call it the Wall Street Workshop. It is the only hands-on, actual do-the-deals workshop ever designed. We don't call it a seminar. It's an actual workshop. I mean, don't wear your suits. Roll up your sleeves and get to work. We get to class, we have a whole couple hours on introductory material, going through vocabulary and doing all that, going through some of the very basics of setting up your accounts, what kind of stockbrokers to choose, margin accounts and all that. But then right after that first break of the first day, we switch right into high gear. Now, off to the side of the room, we have a computer set up with a screen. And we're punching up like the Telechart 2000 using our charting services, and you can go up there during the breaks and have them run charts for you on the different companies that you're doing. Then we get our stockbrokers on the phone. Usually we pipe them right into the hotel system so they're on the phone, and we do deals in class. Now you can bring your mobile phones or go out in the hotel lobby and call your stockbroker and make the deals. See everyone, it's what we call experiential learning. And most people have never experienced anything like this. Sequential learning, experiential learning. See, a lot of people think that they can go to a real estate seminar or something like that and learn how to overcome fear. That's not my style. My style is this. Let's do the deals, and that will overcome the fear. So if we can not only tell you what to do, but then show you how to do it, and then watch over you while you do it, then we've got the best of all worlds. I brought just a few testimonials. I want to read a couple of these. Here's a comment from David. He says, from the covered call technique Wade Cook and his staff taught today, I invested $3,937.50 and captured $750 worth of premiums in just minutes. This is a 19% return for one phone call. Try it. It works. The stock is still in my account, and so is the $750. Okay, here's another one. This is a comment by Vin T. I personally think the Wall Street Workshop is great. I learned strategies that I have never heard of. I made 2 deals in one day. I'll gain about $1,500 on an $8,000 investment. On the other deal, I'll make about $950 on a $9,000 investment. This would be even higher if I would have used my margin account. Now catch this. He's getting about a 10% return, but had he done it on margin, he'd be getting a 20% return. Here's a comment by Robert, who said, I have made a lot more than the cost of the class. 93% return in 6 days on one deal and 130% on another. All right, here's a CTL. With about $27,500 in working capital, I made about $15,000 net gain in the last 2.5 months. And by the way, that's the proof is in the pudding. I love getting in letters from people who have been to the class, and then 3 months later, 6 months later, they tell us how much they're making. One gentleman told us that he started with $40,000, and he's made $75,000 in 3 months. Another guy started with $10,000. He's a mortgage banker, and he's made $35,000. Sorry, $25,000. He has $35,000 in account, starting with $10,000. I don't know what your rate of returns are, but listen to a couple more. I bought $10,000 worth of stock and made $2,500 on the deal. I paid for the workshop with one trade. I plan to make more, much more. All right. Here's a person said, after attending the Wall Street Workshop in March, I opened an account with Charles Schwab with $3,600. After doing rolling stocks and a covered call, I have nearly doubled my cash value to $7,165. If I had not procrastinated and actually done more of the things that were taught me, I could have significantly raised the cash value of my accounts. I mean, I got more pages, and I got pages and pages of testimonials and the money that people are making. Now, what we're talking about is results. I'm a results-oriented person. You come to class, we do the deals in class. Here's my promise. Every class we try to find, sometimes 8 or 9, but we try to find at least 3 deals that are going to give you an annualized return of over 300%. If you were to do these deals, I mean, it's going to more than pay for, and I don't know how much money you have to start with, whether you have $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 to get started, or even $100,000. How would you like to learn how to take $100,000 and have it generate for you $250,000 a year? Now, that's what I have, that's what I do, and what I teach, what I show, what my instructors show is how to make that kind of money. Now, right now, we also have some specials because we realize that you're going to have to travel to come to the Wall Street Workshop. So when you call the 800 number, and call the number on the screen, it's 1-800-872-7411. Ask for the extension number listed there. And when you call this number, you're going to see that we're going to, you're going to go through a couple of things. One is ask about date availability. Now, these classes are sold out all the time. If you want to get signed up, you need to sign up right away. When we're in Washington, D.C. or Orlando or Texas doing a class, when they sell out, we can't put any more people in the room. They're sold out. So if you want to get signed up for a class, you need to do so right away. I'm also going to throw in a $500 travel credit. Whether you actually spend that much money or not, I'm going to knock $500 off. And at the time of this taping, and I hope it's still available when you watch this, we have a $500 tuition credit scholarship fund that I set up to help you pay for the tuition. I want you to come to this. And right now we're also including an entity structuring workshop for $995. It's a one-day event at the end. So there's 2 days of the Wall Street Workshop and then a $995 one-day entity structuring workshop, and we're including that for free. So again, you need to call the 800 number. When you call the 800 number, just ask about the availability, the scheduling, and the times, and what it's going to take for you to get into the class. I promise you one thing. I promised this before, I'll do it again. You're going to make a lot more money than the money you paid me. And as a matter of fact, this is the first time that anybody has ever created a course that will cost you about $100,000 to stay home. So if you sit there right now and watch this and don't call and don't come home, it's going to cost you at least $100,000 depending on the money you have to get started with. So if you want to learn how to generate this kind of cash, and we do have a guarantee, by the way, and the guarantee is simple. We will give you 3, possibly 5 ways of making at least a 300% annualized return at the class or within 30 days of the class, and if we don't, you get your money back. So the burden is not on you, the burden is on me and my staff to produce, to give you 3 to 5 ways of making at least a 300% annualized return. And think about that. I mean, you have absolutely nothing to lose. And that's what I wanted to have. I wanted to have a course that will cost you more to stay home than to attend, and also one that you would think that it's just crazy for you not to come. And I'll agree, it's crazy for you not to come. And I look around. I want to say that our class is the best. But when I look around, there's nobody in second place. There's nobody teaching what we teach at the Wall Street Workshop. Now, as part of Cook University, and we have that available too, you need to call right now and tie into our hands-on, live, action-oriented workshops and get yourself up to making this kind of money in class where we can help you make it, again, by telling you how to do it, showing you how to do it, and then watching over you while you do it. Again, this is Wade Cook. I hope to see you at one of our live Wall Street Workshops.